What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of FTB Infinity on the HermitCraft server. So guys, I have moved all of our raw resources over here to our Orb Processing Room, and this is pretty awesome. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff in here. We had 732,000 coal ore. That's so much. That's so ridiculous. Things that I'm really kind of concerned about, though, is like our Certus quartz ore. We have that over here, but there really isn't a way to put it through a machine like a pulverizer or something. If you pulverize it, you get the Certus quartz dust, which is not what we're looking for. We're looking for the actual Certus quartz. Now, the reason why I want that stuff, like for instance, if I was to make some more 64K drives here, let's see, we want to make 10 of them, I need 1,066 of these guys. So I can't really auto craft that stuff if it's all in this block form. So we need to get a way to break that out, fortunate, things like that. Now I was looking, I know Mine Factory Reloaded has a block in here somewhere that does like the fortuning for you. It's one of these. It's called, I think it's a, what is it, a block? Yeah, Block Smasher, this guy right here. So this is not super expensive, but the problem is, if we look back wherever it is, Block Smasher, well, one of these things I was looking at said that it required mob essence for it to work. Maybe I was looking up on the wiki or something. But anyway, you need mob essence for that stuff to work. We don't have a grinder. We don't have a way to automatically get mob essence. So I don't think that's what we're going to do. A way that I was processing ores like that way back in Agrarian Skies was I was using a hammer and like an autonomous activator. I had a bunch of autonomous activators place blocks, and then I had another one actually break those blocks. So I think that's what we're going to end up doing here. For things like that Certus quartz, though, I do think that it is going to cause a lot of experience orbs to happen. So we're going to have to find a way to collect that stuff. But I think we should be able to do that. So let's see what we can get going here. I do believe I have a pattern already set up for autonomous activators. Or at least I've made one. Yeah, here's an autonomous activator here. Yeah, we got more things here. So I think we're going to need 10 more of these. I do believe. Looks like we got everything ready to go. Let's go ahead and start that auto craft. Oh yeah, that's going real quick. Nice. Okay, maybe we didn't need 10 more. Maybe we only need 9. But yeah, these have been changed since the last time I used them. If we put them down, we look at them. They actually do hold RF, which is interesting. They have some augmentations that we can put in there. I don't think there's different tiers of these things. Let's see. The autonomous activator does not take the machine thing, so I don't think... Oh, look at that. We can... What does this do? Does that make them private? That might be... So, like, nobody else can mess with it? Huh, interesting. But yeah, I mean, these work pretty much exactly the same, except they take power. So that's something we're going to have to figure out, how to make this work. Let's go ahead and head back over to our Orb Processing Room and not using our warp things. So I think we'll set it up over on this side. I mean, we have our pulverizers over here. It kind of makes sense that if we're smashing ores, it should be on this side. So the general idea would be... We have the autonomous activators like this. Place them right like that. And then we have another one like over here facing towards the wall. I don't have any blocks in me. Let me grab some stone, or at least a stone. So to have it there, right like that. So these guys would all place blocks in front of them. This guy would have like a hammer in it, and it would hammer a 3x3. Okay, so that's the idea, and I think we can make that work. I'm noticing that my pick is right there. It's like, I'm noticing I don't have a pick, but I do. So yeah, we gotta figure out how we're gonna give these guys power, how to pipe the items in, and all of that stuff. So, I was looking at thermodynamics, and we have item ducts. Wait, what is this one? Structural duct. Combined with a block to create covers. Oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, we got the item ducts, the warp item ducts, fluctuating item duct. This is the one that I was looking at. This also transfers RF as well as items. So we can have like these ducts on the back here piping items in, and they would also power it. Alternatively, we could look at the Ender IO, which actually might be a better idea, since I don't think there is any cost to transferring items. Like, I don't think it takes that long. I think it's instant transfer. And we can put power into these. Yeah, we got a few things to try. So I guess the first thing I want to do is I want to get some way of piping items in. So let me go ahead and make some pipes, and we will be right back. Alright guys, so I got a few things set up here. I was gonna try Ender IO, and I made some of the conduits and stuff, but then I decided, you know, we should probably just do thermal expansion and thermal dynamics, since they're basically the same mod. Yeah, anyway, I wanted to try out these new thermodynamic pipes that we were looking at, these fluctuating item ducts. So these are kind of cool. They transfer both power and items at the same time. So we have it coming off this tesseract that's only receiving receive only energy. So we're getting energy through this pipe that comes over here and connects to all of our autonomous activators. So they are all full on power, which is really awesome. So then I also have a ME interface here, and I've set it for 64 Certus quartz. So there should always be 64 Certus quartz right here. So when we turn this reinforced servo on, it can pull 64 items at a time, and it should send them over here. I don't think it'll send it back to the tesseract because we have this item mode blocked, so it shouldn't see this as a receiving inventory. So all the items should come over here and fill up. And I also have this reinforced servo set to round robin. So it should go to like this one, then this one, then this one, etc, etc, etc. And then once it completes all 9, it'll do it again. These all have 9 slots available for their inventory, so they can hold 9 stacks. Let's see, what else about this? Okay, so I ran some wire down here. We have a P2P tunnel. That's the same P2P tunnel that is going up and running like our pulverizers and redstone furnaces and stuff. I think that's pretty much it. So I was looking at these structural duct items here, and it says that you just combine them with a block to create covers. So I tried that out, and we have these laboratory block covers. One structural duct plus 1 block makes 6 of those at a time. So that's not bad. So we have 6 of these. So these blocks right here, we should be able to just go ahead and cover up. Like all these pipes and stuff. Like we can stick, I guess, right there just to cover these. I don't know if this will cover through or separate the pipes. Now it looks like it goes straight through, so that's fine. So we don't have to see down into the void. So yeah, let's go ahead and turn this on. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, we don't have the hammer in there or anything. So if we do redstone control ignored, I'm hoping we're going to see stacks at a time come out. And that's coming out pretty quickly, actually. That's good. I was hoping that we'd be able to do this with the impulse item ducts, but it does not appear that we can. Okay, so that's good. This is working just like I want. Stack goes in. Oh, yeah, it's going to multiple things at a time. Let's go ahead and put in our cobalt hammer. See what happens here. Do I have to tell it to do something? Oh, I'm telling it to right click. Let's left click. So that's pretty awesome, but we are making a bunch of experience, but we are forging this stuff, and it's going pretty quickly. I like that. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this to right click, so it essentially turns it off. Something else we'll have to consider, though, is we are using power, so we're going to have to find out a way to pull this hammer out and recharge it and then put it back in when it's full. So that's something we'll have to look at doing. So it looks like these are still filling up. Man, that is so cool. Each one of these should have the same amount of items in it, I would imagine. Yeah, pretty close it looks like. Yeah, that round robin, that is really nice. That basically evenly distributes all of the items to all of these different things. So they should all pretty much be full at the same time. Okay, so we know this works, so I'm pretty confident that we can just go ahead and cover that and cover that. We can place some full blocks over here. Go ahead and get that all covered up. So this is pretty much set up. Eventually we'll add in more things. Like I said, right now we only have this set up for the Certus quartz. So pretty much anything that we need fortune, we can go ahead and stick those guys right here. And then once it's done with the Certus quartz, it'll move over to the next ones and just continue doing this. So I think that's probably what we'll end up doing. So another thing, we need to worry about that experience that we're getting. There's a lot of it. Vacuum Hopper does collect experience, which is pretty cool. So we can, I'm guessing, just use another Tesseract here. And, well, this is set to the processing room, but we can set this to something else. So let's disable that. We want to, let's make a new channel. I think this will be channel 7. And we will call this, I don't know if we should just do liquid in, call it liquid in, or if we should separate each liquid on a different channel. Huh. Yeah, I've never done like mass liquid storage before. Maybe we'll do its own channel. So we'll do liquid XP in. Okay, well, I guess we'll just call it liquid XP because we can send and receive on the same channel. So we'll call that 7. We will add that. Let's go ahead and activate this. And we will do only fluid mode, send only. So we also have to click on the vacuum hopper, and we, oh, come on. And we want to set this side right here to be the export for the liquid XP, right? Okay, so now we have the XP under control. We just need to set up something over in our fluid storage area to handle a boatload of experience, the liquid experience. Right now, I've been pretty much draining my experience and putting them into these liquid XP tanks. I'm hoping eventually we will have the bedrockium drums and we'll be able to store a whole lot of stuff. I'm trying to put NEI back on. The bedrockium drums, I believe, is the largest fluid storage in the game for one block. It requires a lot of stuff to get to this point. We have to make the bedrockium ingots, and we can make that a couple of different ways. Like we can smelt an octuple compressed cobblestone to get the block, or we can do some triple and quadruple plus 9 diamonds to get one bedrockium ingot, and we need 6 of those for one of these drums, so it is kind of expensive like that. I think we might end up doing the cobblestone method, so we should probably look at hooking up a way to make bedrockium. Okay, so we'll keep that in the back of our minds for now. Do we have any extra drums? We have 4 extra drums. Let's go ahead and grab these. We'll grab some fluid ducts. Hardened fluid ducts should be more than fine. And another tesseract because we will need a receiving end for that liquid XP. So we'll come over to our fluid storage area over here, which we haven't used yet. We just built it with that builder. I'm actually not sure where we're going to keep things. If we should have, I don't know, maybe a drum in the wall like this. I guess that's 1 block, not 2 blocks. If we should have a drum in the wall like that, or if we should get some of those tanks and have that on display in the front and have like the drums behind. We'll have to think about that for a little bit. If you guys have suggestions, go ahead and let me know. I haven't really thought about how we're going to set up this fluid storage area, so I am curious to know what other people think that we should do. Okay, so we have these drums. Let's go ahead and do this, and we will put some hardened fluid ducts on these guys right like so. I'm not sure if it goes to the first barrel first or if it will just fill up all 4 at the same time. Regardless, it shouldn't matter too much. So we want fluid mode, receive only energy, that liquid XP on. So it looks like it went to all of them at the same time. Interesting. So they all have an even amount. Yeah, 425. Okay, well that should work. So now that we've taken care of the experience, we should be able to come back over here to our ore processing area. I think I will have to get a chunk loader for that. That might start getting out of range. It looks like it's unloading right now. Actually, I'm not sure if that is unloaded or if my view distance is just too low. Do we have another chunk loader? Yeah, let's go ahead and do this real quick while we're at it. So we'll add a chunk loader to the roof of that. So our fluid storage should always be loaded. Another good thing about these blocks I laid down to fix the mini-map problem is I know where the chunk borders are. So I can stick a chunk loader here. We'll do this up 1. Let's show the lasers, just make sure everything is in range. Think we are good. Looks like everything here is All good. So we'll go ahead and hide the lasers. Perfect. So I have chunk loaders pretty much in every one of these rooms, just loading the certain amount of chunks that we need. And instead of doing like one large chunk loader, loading everything. Yeah, we got one on top of here as well. And then I got some spot loaders under the Botania stuff over there just to keep those day blooms loaded. Okay, I'm kind of digressing here. Let's go ahead and turn this on and see if it can handle all the experience and stuff. Well, it's creating experience. I think we might need... Yeah, that's not quite working, is it? I think we're going to need a few more vacuum hoppers. Oh, that's why. It's getting... These guys are being sucked over towards me because I have my magnet. So let me hold shift. Yeah, it looks like we're getting some things caught. I think that liquid tesseract needs to be moved somewhere. I don't think that's gonna work. Okay, so let me come up with a few more things here, and we will be right back, guys. Okay, guys, so I made something that I thought was gonna be cool, but we got a problem. So as you can see here, these blocks are 2 blocks thick, and I'm not sure why it happens that way. With the autonomous activators, though, let's go ahead and place one here for demonstration. If it's placed upwards and we put some blocks in here, it actually places blocks 2 blocks away. I don't know why, but that's the way this works. So it always places blocks 2 blocks away. Well, that's something I didn't know. So let's go ahead and grab another one here and let's face it downwards. That's kind of like the configuration we have in there. If we place blocks in here, it again places them 2 blocks away. I don't get it. If they're placed on their side, like the way we had this originally, they only place them 1 block away. But if it's facing up or down, it places them 2. Okay, well, the idea that I had here that I spent a bunch of time trying to figure out, which is not going to work now, is I wanted these guys facing down and the smasher facing upwards. It's going to hold the hammer so that it would break all these blocks. All the stuff would fall down here into like this little pit area. Items would be collected by this vacuum hopper, and experience would be collected by this vacuum hopper that can't collect any of the things that we are fortuning. So it'd only be able to collect experience, right? Okay. Then I also was messing around a little bit with this thermal dynamic stuff. So we have an energetic infuser from Draconic Evolution. This is the same thing as like the thermal expansion one where you put an item in, it charges it. So I was just using these pipes to kind of like pipe out the full one and blacklist the full one. And so when it got empty, it would eventually come down here, charge itself, and send it back up. But yeah, this is all for naught. It does not work. One thing I did find out that was kind of cool though, these covers, I guess they're facades or whatever from thermal dynamics, they actually do take into account the connected texture. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't know if I've ever seen micro blocks that do the connected textures like that, so that's really awesome. But anyway, this is a failure, and I turned it on to try it, and it broke out like this section of blocks right here, including the autonomous activators, and it did something with my hammer, and that's gone. So I have to make a new one of those. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I gotta deconstruct all this stuff and tear it apart and figure out something different to do, because this is not gonna work. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Well, alright guys, so I think I got something here. It's probably not the best setup, but it looks like it's working. It's collecting all the experience and all the items. Every once in a while we see them kind of like jumping up on top of these blocks, but I think that's just a visual glitch. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're actually staying up there. So we have 2 vacuum hoppers for liquids going into 2 tesseracts on either side for the experience. And we got the same thing except for items going into 2 tesseracts for the items. Yeah, unfortunately, I was hoping we could use the gravity to our advantage and have the items just drop straight down and be able to collect them, but I don't think there's really a good way to do this. I've been messing around with this thing now for I don't know how long, at least 2 hours, maybe 3 since I first started this, and yeah, it's getting to the point now where my brain is just like, yeah, it works, let's just go with it. So, now that we got this going here, the next step is to actually do something with our hammer here. We need to get this pulled out, and we need to get this recharging. Now, I had that set up a little bit before, but yeah, there really wasn't a good way to keep it going. So I think what we need to do, let's go ahead and turn this off. Let's right-click that. So the hammer's about halfway done. Well, why is that not going into a thing? Yeah, see, this is kind of the problem. I think that's stuck behind, actually. Like maybe it's stuck in front, I don't know. But you see how it's kind of like bouncing up and down? If you have like an even number of these vacuum hoppers, they kind of get stuck in between like that. It's always better just to have one, but yeah, I don't know. Let me just go ahead and collect that little fella there. Okay, whatever, we got it. So we want to be able to get that hammer out, and we want to be able to put it back in there. And I think what we need to do, let's break that guy. I think if we stick this energy guy right like that, no, that's not gonna work because we don't have a space to put the pipe. Yeah, we need a way that we can actually pull out of this thing. Okay, so let's remove this guy. Yep, I'm gonna lose everything to these vacuum hoppers. And it's gone. Where'd it go? It's gone. Yeah, this thing right here. Okay, so we could set this probably directly on that guy right there. And that's gonna make sure this stays full. We could put a pipe, fluctuating item duct. We could put a pipe right there. So that will be our way to pull out of the autonomous activator. We're also going to need to set this to, I think right there, so we can pull out from the bottom. Okay, we want to put back in from the top. So I think just like that is all we need, right? So we could just put a reinforced servo right here. This was only going to allow the full hammer to come back through. For now, we're just going to fill that up with something so it doesn't constantly pull things out. So we need another reinforced servo. Let's grab this guy and we will put that right there. Okay, so what do we got? No, not the vacuum hopper. So the reinforced servo, we want to, man, see, this is where it's kind of confusing. Wait, what's this? Nearest, oh, right. I want to have it so like it'll pull out if the energy is at a certain point or lower, but I don't think there's a way we can do that. Maybe if we just say pull it out when it's at this much RF, that'll work. I'm not sure. So we'll go ahead and whitelist this. And we do have it set for use metadata and MBT. So it should be right on the money. But the problem is I don't know if it's always going to be 175.916 or if it could be 175.917 or whatever, and it's never going to get pulled back out. That's something we will have to figure out later. So that should pull out and put into here, and we want this to only pull out when we have the hammer full. So if we stick this in here and we set this to ignore it, it should pull the hammer out and go into this thing. There it is, now it's charging. Very good, very good. It's kind of a cool little animation, I like this thing. You can see a little like lightning bolts or whatever, maybe. Okay, so this is gonna fill up. And then we need to pull that back out. In fact, we can just put this on a hotbar and I think we'll charge it faster this way. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it's always going the same speed. But once this is completely full, we can go ahead and set the whitelist for this one. We'll do ignore that. And we'll put this right back in here, which should get pulled out. Wait, what? Whitelist? This guy? Why you no pull out? Is the back of this thing set? It isn't. The back of this needs to be set there. And there it goes. It just pulled out. And now it's back in here. Okay, okay. Left click. Yeah, so now the next step is to find out if that will actually pull back out and go into here when we get to that certain level. We need to provide our autonomous activator with a little bit of power, so I need to pull some power from back here. Just like so. We will disconnect it from that thing. Okay, I think that should still work. Alright, well, I'm going to sit here and watch this and see if it gets down to that same RF level. We might have to go, like, off MB or metadata instead of MBT. Yeah, because the metadata is the colon number and the MBT is, like, the RF number. So we'll see, we'll see. Well, I was trying to get this to pull out of the autonomous activator on a certain MBT data, and then I tried on certain metadata, and I just can't get it to pull out of the dang thing anymore, and I don't know what I've done wrong here. Yeah, we can see right here that the bottom is set to orange, which is output. The back is set to blue, which is input, but I can't get it to output at all. So I don't know what I've done wrong. I've done something wrong. So I tell you what, guys, I've been sitting here working on this thing for quite some time, and I can't get this to work. Obviously, am I missing a wing? I'm missing a wing. What the heck? Where's my other wing? Oh, you know what? Is it because no? Why don't I have a wing? What the heck? That is so weird. I guess I'll put my ring of magnetization on. So anyway, guys, I'm a one-wing angel. Right. I haven't been able to get this thing to work. Oh, actually, there's my other wing. What the heck? Now it's back. Now it's gone. I can kind of see it. I'm so distracted. If you guys have a better way of doing this, let me know. If you know what I'm doing wrong, let me know. Obviously, I think the best way to do this is using the MFR block smasher, which means we're going to have to scrap this whole idea. Is it because I was holding these? It was. I'm holding those and my wing goes away. Weird. So we're going to have to set up some way to collect mob essence. And that's pretty much what it's coming down to. I really wanted this way to work because it's mechanical and it's kind of cool, but if we can't get this to work, we can't get it to work. I mean, that's pretty much the whole thing. So yeah, if you guys got any tips or tricks, let me know that you can think of to get this thing to work. Otherwise, we'll probably look at doing some kind of mob farm and making mob essence just using the MFR block breaker. Alright, guys. That's it for this episode of FTB Infinity. I hope you guys did like it. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did. Show some support. Thank you, guys. But yep, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. One wing. Bye-bye, guys.